I really hope that this year's Biennale theme can be exploited well, because it is so relevant to what's happening in so many parts of the world. And there is an incredible tension surrounding free space. And I think that's the area, it's the place where the biggest conflict of this time is happening. And that is in between an overwhelming force of private wealth and the rights and needs of billions of other people that need to be protected. Poveglia is an island on the southern side of the lagoon in Venice. It's been abandoned for now 50 years. The last known use of it is up until 1968, a hospital, a geriatric hospital. The government, the sanitary system has not used it ever since, and in the spring of 2014, the Italian government auctioned it without any base. The people here felt offended by this attempt to disbanding this public property, since it's quite used by a lot of communities that go there to picnic, to walk, to have some adventure. A lot of teenagers who are looking for a bit of shade, a lot of families that walk their dogs and spend, especially in warmer season, a lot of weekends there. Big community with a lot of momentum. In just less than 2 months was able to raise about €500,000 and participate at the auction. Another competitor, it was just the two of us, win the first phase with an offer of €513,000. This person turned out to be a very wealthy businessman who a year later became our mayor. But thankfully this government, I think because of the pressure that was raised around this issue, convened that €500,000 for 14 acres, it's more than 7 hectares, and 15,000 cubic meters of buildings was not an adequate offer, and decided to declare void the whole process. Still public, and our group, the Associazione Poveglia, it's more than 5,000 people, is trying to make suggestions to the Italian government on how to use it. So Poveglia is part of an archipelago of islands, and especially in the southern side of the lagoon in Venice, most islands have been turned into luxury resorts, expensive hotels, and when that happens, the public use of that island ceases immediately. We're not per se against the idea of a resort, even though there's certainly no shortage of them here in Venice, but we're against the idea that public use that was previously made of the space becomes inaccessible. And it's now, thanks to our efforts, used as a park. A big northern section of the island is a freely accessible park where, like from March to October, hundreds of people every weekend can walk, can picnic, can find some greenery, which is rather rare in this Venetian ecosystem, and that's been thanks to our work so far. There is a broader project that we're working on, and we're trying to convince the Italian government of its value, which implies a gradual restoration of the whole space. But there certainly has been a drastic compression of freely publicly available spaces in this city of ours. What we need to do is create opportunities for people to recover an awareness that there is a lot of this world that belongs to them, to all of them. Every situation that we can create where they're suddenly confronted with the fact that drinking water is perhaps a right and not something that can be sold to a bottling company. a forest or a mountain or a valley where they can walk with their children is perhaps their right, and not something that can be, closed and managed for just a selected few.